What's going on, everybody? We're back with another YouTube video, another predictions video of NA Open number 6. And you guys know the drill, so we're just going to get right into it, starting with Group A, NRG versus What's Up. What's Up has been good. They've made it to main event a few times now, but NRG obviously way better. SOS versus Team Evo. I'd say Team Evo is the favorite here, but SOS has the ceiling to be able to beat a team like Team Evo, and I think it'll happen in the group stage. I'm going to go game 5 though, because Team Evo is the favorite, but I like SOS and I want them to win. Space Station versus Bubble Sort. Now, if you don't know Bubble Sort, that is Flitz, Mech, and Toasty. Mech is another young player just like Life from SOS. Very mechanical, but not enough for Space Station, but I will give a game just because. Complexity versus Snitchel House. Snitchel House has shown that they have the potential to beat Complexity. They have beat Complexity in the last Opens Swiss, and they also beat NRG in the last Open Swiss, but they didn't do so well after that. So I'm going to give it to Complexity. I think they've proved that they have a high enough floor to be able to beat them, but I'll go game 5. We'll finish upper semifinals here. NRG versus SOS. That's just going to be, not 32. That's going to be a sweep for NRG, not too difficult. Space Station Complexity. This one is interesting. Last time Space Station beat Complexity. And I want to say Space Station wins again, but Complexity did beat them the first time they played, so I think they're 1-1 as of the new roster changes. I'm going to give it to Complexity because they have more on the line right now with the points. If you see here, race for rally, they won't be tied at the moment, but there's 4 teams tied for 4th place right now, and Complexity is one of them. So they have more on the line at the moment for the major, so I'm going to give it to them right now. What's Up versus Team Evo. This shouldn't be too difficult for Team Evo, but I'll give a game for What's Up. Snitchel House versus Bubble Sort. That's going to be Snitchel House 3-1 as well. Space Station Team Evo. This is where Team Evo goes out. That's going to be a 3. We'll go 3-1 for Team Evo because I think it should be a pretty comfortable win for SSG. SOS versus Snitchel House. This was kind of interesting because Snitchel House again looked good at the beginning of the last Open and then kind of really bad during the main event. But we'll go Snitchel House here. I'm going to go 3-1. It's just, yeah, Snitchel House. Well, no, we'll go 3-2. Snitchel House, again, back and forth. We'll see how it goes. Let's head over to Group B. Ultimates versus Deleted. This is going to be pretty easy for Ultimates. I mean, Deleted can be good at points, but they've been on a downtrend, so we'll see. Rebellion versus the Boys. I just really believe in this Boys team, and I don't really believe in this Shopify team. I did say they'd get better with time, but not better than the Boys, I don't think. So I'm going to go 3. I'm going to go 3-2, though, because it's Shopify. So, I mean, they tend to go game 5. Gen G versus Net. That Net team is Justice Matter and Tarako. This should be a pretty easy. I'm going to go sweep for Gen G. Net lost to Little Step Bros to miss out on the main event last time. So, I mean, that just kind of hurts your stock. I'm not going to lie. 9 Lives versus Strictly Biz. Strictly Biz looked much better last Open. 9 Lives, I think, didn't even make it through the Swiss last Open, which is awkward for them. Strictly Business is one of those teams that's tied for 4th place right now for that major. But I'm going to go 9 Lives. I think they'll come back a little stronger from last Open, and generally they are better than Strictly Biz. I think they have higher tier players on their team. Ultimates versus the Boys. This could be interesting because Ultimates and the Boys are both tied for 4th place. So this means a lot for major chances, but I think I have Ultimates making it 3. I'm going to go 3-2 though, because Boys could definitely give a fight. They could even win this. I wouldn't be shocked if they win it. I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked. if the boys win this and qualify here. But I have ultimates going because ultimates going to the major would be best for the esport. Genji versus 9 Lives. Genji is just better. I'm going to go 3-1 here. 9 Lives could play a little better here and maybe have it closer. I still have Genji winning though. Yeah, let's go to the lower bracket. Deleted versus Rebellion. Oh man, this one kind of hurts. Deleted do tend to prove that they tend to make it to top 8 pretty often. But I'm gonna go Shopify 4-1. But I'm gonna go 3-2. Net versus Strictly Biz. This should be pretty easy. I'm gonna go 3-1. Should be easy for Strictly Biz. 9 Lives Shopify. This one's fascinating. 9 Lives didn't even make Swiss last time, but they did beat Rebellion in top 8 of open number 4. So I'm gonna go Revenge because it's a rematch. 3-2 Shopify. I can't believe I have Shopify qualifying here. The boys versus Strictly Biz. I gotta go the boys. 3-1 here. That would mean Strictly Biz are out of the major contention, but boys are still in it. That makes our playoff bracket right here. Interesting. So we'll start in order of how the day will go. Schnitzelhaus versus Rebellion. This is interesting. Last time, Schnitzelhaus went out pretty easily in the main event. Let's see where points are out. So Schnitzelhaus would be at 8 right here. Rebellion at 9. So I guess they're technically still in the major race at this point. But I'm gonna go with Rebellion here in 6. That could go either way depending on Schnitzelhaus plays, but judging off of how they played last open in the playoffs, I'm gonna go with Rebellion, but we'll see how it goes. The boys versus Space Station. This one's interesting because Space Station is here with 24, so they're not actually safe, I don't think, at this point. Neither is Genji, because either of these teams could win. So if Space Station goes out here, I'm going to predict it for fun. I'm just going to say boys win in a crazy Game 7 upset, which certainly will make points really interesting. Ultimates versus Complexity. I got to go Ultimates here. I'm going to go in 6. Energy, Genji. I mean, I don't think Energy will be as dominant as last open, but they're still going to be pretty dominant, I think. So I'll give Genji 2 games there. Yeah, that makes this Complexity versus Rebellion, which means I'm going to go Complexity. I don't think it'll be too difficult. How does that make points now? Complexity would be in 4th, tied with Ultimates still. Boys right there in 6th. So these teams would be fighting for 4th, but also Space Station Genji won't be safe. Could be interesting. Let's see. The boys versus Genji. I just really want to give an upset to the boys. Again, last time they did beat them. We'll go Game 7 again, because that makes points. Yeah, now they're really, really tied. And then Genji and Space Station are scared here, which could make for an interesting regional. NRG versus Complexity. Energy has never struggled with this team. I'll give Complexity a game, but I don't. It's just not hard for them. That puts Complexity out right there, which means guarantee a tiebreaker, 3-way tiebreaker if the rest of them lose here. But this is the tiebreaker right here, basically. I gotta go Ultimates right here, 4-2, just because I need Ultimates to make it to the major, man. Yeah, and then NRG, I have actually doing the 3-peat, sorry, for the first time. First killer has the chance to stop Atomic again, but I don't think it'll happen this time. Let's see what points will be here. So Ultimates would make it 22 here. Yeah, that's scary though. Would they have to do a tiebreaker for seeding? Is that how that works? Gen G and Space Station? I don't know exactly the rules for that. I wonder what would happen. But let's see if I change a couple things here. If Ultimates lose here, let's say they lose here. That means I'd have them winning here and losing to NRG there, which would make the points complexity. Because I'd have complexity in the finals. But what if I had complexity losing to the boys here? That would be... Man, I just want a tiebreaker. How do we get this? How do we get a tiebreaker, guys? I think Ultimates would have to go out earlier, right? Or the boys would. There's just too much of a point gap here. So I don't think this will happen. I think we're okay how we were originally, with Ultimates winning here. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the boys do win and make finals, because the boys have that peak and that confidence, and they seem to enjoy each other as teammates. So it could happen, but ultimately I have Ultimates and NRG in the finals, with NRG winning, and that would make these our teams for Rally, with Ultimates squeaking by. And I don't know how the tiebreaker would work for second and third here, but I'm sure there's something in the rulebook. Somebody in the comments let me know. But yeah, NRG winning in the three-peat. That's what I got. What do you guys have? Do you think First Killer is going to stop Atomic for the third time from getting a three-peat? Let me know. And as always, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.